Something's got to change. One of the things that's got to change is what's going on in our homes. You know that less than 10% of kids whose parents go to church have any kind of faith discussion or discussions about values with their parents in the home. Can you imagine that? In other words, we load up the kids in the car and we go to church, we spend an hour or two, we drive home, and then nobody talks about it. Nobody's praying with their kids other than mealtime. Nobody's reading the Bible with their kids. Nobody's on mission doing ministry together with their kids. Less than 10% of kids who go to church are having any kind of religious experience with their parents other than an occasional mealtime prayer. And we wonder why we're losing our own kids. See, we've become a service economy. We've outsourced everything. We've outsourced the care of our lawn. We've outsourced the washing of our windows. We've outsourced our laundry. We take it to the cleaners. And we've outsourced the spiritual formation of our children. Guys, the church does have a job. The job of the church is to equip you as parents to inspire and to nurture the faith of your own children. And we're going to remind you of that again and again and again. More than remind you, we're going to resource you. We're going to train you. We're going to get behind you. We're going to help you. But friends, we cannot do your job for you. Kurt, here we are in the HomePointe Center. What's the purpose of this piece of real estate?
Well, this is here and online to make it easy for us to build strong families one step at a time. One of the things in your plan that you're going to begin with is where am I? And so where can I be more intentional? And so this is a help to that. We have about 24 topics to begin with, different life seasons and different life circumstances for a family. It'll begin with a pastoral reflection on kind of taking a biblical perspective on this life season and how do I become more intentional, what some experts might be saying, or what some of the challenges or trends are in that arena.
Okay, what if you're in a situation where you're going through some financial difficulties and you say, well, it's great that my church is providing all of these resources for me to purchase, but I really can't afford any of them.
Right. Well, a couple of things. First of all, there are free resources all over HomePointe because we want to invest in people. They can invest in themselves as well, but we want to invest in people. So there's free resources. Usually that comes in the form of a recipe card, we call them, a quick recipe for something you can do this week or this month to be intentional, either in your marriage or in passing faith to your children or whatever it might be. Free CDs and audio products and resources.
Okay. Talk to me a little bit about this next section. It talks about going further, and it's the last section on the back of all these brochures. What are you trying to accomplish in that section?
Well, the goal, we all hit different life seasons at different times. So this week I might not be concerned about a rebellious teen, but next week it might be the top concern of my life and my family. This tells you what's available at Lake Point. And there's so much that goes on here. We wanted to, specific to your situation, say, did you know we have these ministries available to walk alongside you to help you?
Okay, so somebody walks into the center, and obviously they start at this wall, they identify their life stage, take a brochure, and the brochure is going to talk to them in some general terms about it. It's going to talk about the resources that we recommend that are right here that they can either purchase or check out in our library or go online and get. And then it's going to tell them all the activities related to that life stage they're in to help them.
That's right.
Okay, well, let's look at the rest of the center and see what it has for us.
Okay. So all this is quite simply a place to stop and say, what are some ideas? What are some things I could do at church, which is, you see these picture frames. Those are different events and conferences that are going on specific to that category.
The next 120 days.
The next 120 days. So you could say, hey, I'm going to do the marriage retreat. That's what I'm going to put on my plan. Then there's at home, and at home is where we spend most of our time and energy. So we wanted to provide easy to use tools and suggestions for how can I be intentional in the context of the home.
Well, Kurt, if someone comes in here and they don't understand it all or they don't find what they need, is there someone here to help them?
There is. We have a team of HomePointe hosts who their whole role is to be here to help guide you through the process if you want. It can be self-serve if you'd like. Any questions, any topics that come up that maybe we don't have something for, they can get the team to follow up later. So that's why they're there, and they'd be glad to serve.
So the HomePointe Center is open now, and will be open 52 weekends out of the year. We hope to see you here.